All right. Welcome to episode 71 of the CosCast. Hey! I am, as always, your main host, Pixie Does Cosplay, or, well, tonight I'm Jumin Han from Mystic Messenger. And with me, I have my devoted assistant Kang.
Hi. or Annabella, if
Or
you must.
Annabella. And our other lovely co-host.
Anya Cosplay.
Hey yo, and we have a wonderful guest with us this evening, Rojano Photo.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So today we're going to be talking about cosplay photography and a little bit about Rojano's cosplay photography specifically. But before we do that, let's get into our main segments, which is Cosplay Progress. So have we been working on any cosplay related projects this week?
Yes, I have.
What have you been doing?
Something secret, because I'm not sure if it's going to turn out all right or not, but I'm working on something that I hope to bring to Spill Expo in 2 weeks. If I'm not finishing it, then I won't tell you what it is either. But and also, I have made a Totoro Studio Ghibli inspired look.
Yes, because we have exciting news. We're going to talk a bit about that afterwards. Yeah. So I've been closet cosplaying this week, obviously, because my husband had a suit that he doesn't fit anymore, and it fits me. So that's why Jumin. So I've been having a lot of fun with looking seriously into the camera and going like.
Yeah, because we are totally on the Mystic Messenger bandwagon, and we've seen so many great cosplayers do great things with Mystic Messenger, so we were just like, hey!
Super inspired.
Yeah.
Beyond that, not so much. And Yasia, how about you? Have you been working on anything cosplay related?
I just cut the bangs on this week.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
Hey, it's progress. Everything is progress. Sarah says, "You guys look awesome." Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't believe you.
Well, you look awesome for someone who's been in a fist fight and lost.
Yeah.
Or survived a zombie apocalypse.
I mean, you should see the other guy.
Exactly.
Totally.
Rojano, I assume that you haven't been working on anything cosplay related, but
No, I haven't.
But have you been working on some photos or something?
Not really, because my computer has actually it broke down, so I don't really have any computer to edit on at the moment. So a lot of my pictures from BanzaiCon and from GeekCon, I can't really finish them because I don't have anything to edit them on.
That's gotta suck so bad.
Oh yes, it does.
I mean, like, the first thing I want to do when I get home from a convention is edit my photos.
Yes, I usually don't sleep for like 24 hours after that, or...
I feel ya.
Yeah, you're always very fast on updates after conventions.
I'm really good at putting my life on a break for the week after a convention and just edit. I don't really do anything else before I'm done with the pictures. So all my spare time goes to the editing.
Well, that's what you do, and that's your hobby, so I totally get that you put so much time and effort into it, for sure. All right, well, I think that pretty much sums up cosplay progress, so let's move into cosplay news. There is a lot of cosplay news. Okay, so I just need to find the right browser because I have too many of them. There we go. All right, so the first one is that some lost Moomin art is going to be featured in a UK gallery, and that's pretty cool. Lots of lost pictures and illustrations and things that aren't necessarily Moomin related but are drawn by Tove Jansson. It was discovered in storage at the now defunct London Evening News. Oh,
sorry.
Bless you. You're ruining the podcast. No, you're not. All right. The next piece of news is that, oh yes, a dad called Ryan Scott Miller made a Ghostbusters car for his son, and that it's just totally amazing. And also another dad called Clint Case made an adorable TaunTaun costume for Halloween for his kid. And so the dads are really like serving it up this year. Go dads. So I'm going to show some pictures of that. Let's see. So here's the Ghostbuster car. His son's in a wheelchair, so we built him a car around it. How amazing is that?
Awesome.
Like, best dad ever.
I hope it has the Ghostbusters soundtrack attached to it. That would be awesome.
That would be fantastic. And also, here we go, is the TaunTaun from Star Wars. How cute is that? Is that not the cutest thing you ever saw?
I want to make one.
It's just, yeah, so bringing it up for the dads, basically. It's, I mean, I suppose what they can do. Let's see. Yes, there's this new show that's out called Behind the Mask. It's a video short series based around cosplay. The first episode is out, and it attempts to explain the roots of cosplay and what cosplay actually is in, well, a very short time. And you can find those videos out on kotaku.com, and I'll leave a link in the show notes as usual so people can find it there. Pressfire.no can report that the Last Guardian game is finally finished and will be hitting the stores in early December. So for a lot of people who have been waiting a long time for this game, this is really good news. Yeah. Have you played The Last Guardian or looked forward to it?
I played the Shadow of the Colossus and Ico, which are the spiritual predecessors of this game, and I've been waiting for The Last Guardian forever. Oh,
right. So
it's going to be good to get it out.
You can't wait until December comes around, basically.
Early Christmas.
Yes, early Christmas. Also, Nintendo has released some information about their new console, Nintendo Switch. It's a portable gaming device that you can also put in a docking station and play on your TV. How cool is that? So you get an in-house console and a portable console all in one. I think that's pretty clever. So I definitely want one when they come out. And I'm noticing that I'm the most excited about this out of the people in the show. Also, all these killer clown people who have been popping up is kind of gross and terrible and disgusting. And some people in the UK have tried to do their part to prevent children from getting scared. So they put up something called the Bat Phone. So you can call a guy who cosplays Batman, and he'll, reassure your children and tell them that they're safe and stuff, and try to keep the streets safe from killer clowns. I thought that was just such a cute initiative.
It's really adorable.
Very adorable. And also, Superhero Girl Creations posted something from Kotaku.com earlier this week, where Tokyo Comic Con apparently has banned men from cosplaying women.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently this is normal in Japan to ban men from cosplaying women, and they have like a huge high standard. So if you're going to cosplay a woman, you have to look properly like a woman, no beards and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just find it very discriminating. And yeah, it's just weird. I don't understand.
Japan.
Yes, welcome to Japan. So yeah. Also, there's the last piece of news is that the Euro Cosplay Championship was held this weekend. And the winners were chosen yesterday during a live stream of the whole event. So the winners were the Czech Republic. So I think this was number one. Second went to Germany. And the third went to Russia. So these are the three winners who placed in the Euro Cosplay Championship. I'm not sure where Norway ended up on the list, but a shout out to our Norwegian representative who cosplayed Dumbledore and did an amazing job, so thumbs up. Yeah. And that's pretty much all the news we had this week, and as always, the links will be provided after the show in the show notes. So let's. Oh yes, before we move into our main topic, we just want to give a shout out to some amazing cosplayers because we are so into Mystic Messenger at the moment, and we just wanted to feature our favorite cosplayers right now, which is Vez cosplay as Yu Sung, Louise Lett as Jumin Han, and Hiresatai cosplay as 707. You guys are amazing, and I'm crushing on each and every one of you right now. So, just so you know. Especially the Jumin cat photos. They're adorable. But you could probably guess that anyway. Okay. So, moving on to our main topic, which is Rojano Photo and cosplay photography.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So, before we get into asking you some questions, I thought we could talk a little bit about your photos because we've collected a few of them to show our viewers so they know how talented you are and what you've been working with in the past.
Sure.
Yep. So I'm gonna do that. Let's see. So here we go. The first one is a photo of Cat's Cosplay Kingdom, and I think you took this at NARCon?
Yes, this was taken this year at this summer's NARCon, and it was taken on a very rainy day. So this was right before the rain started to come down, and we were in a hurry to take the pictures. I remember also it being a lot of wind, so we have to like make sure that all the pieces of the costumes stayed at the place they were supposed to. And this is taken in the Zen Gardens, which is like the area they have with a lot of flowers and basically the most romantic place that they have. And in this photo, I remember her asking me for adding smoke in the picture on the pipe. So I did that. And also there's a lot of color correction in this picture. But besides that, it's not that heavily edited. It's a really nice picture, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of a trademark for you, is that you don't usually edit your photos very heavily, but you do a lot of color correction and tiny tweaks here and there.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. So this is our very own Aniasia cosplay that you shot, I think, earlier this year.
Yeah.
Geekon?
Yeah, this was Geekon. I remember it because I borrowed a lens from another photographer, Jørgen. So this is my first time working with that kind of lens. And it was really, really fun to work with because I got to take pictures in a new way that I hadn't been doing before. This was a 50mm, if I'm correct. And it's really good for all-around use in cosplay photography. And I also remember like seeing this costume and thinking that I needed a really neutral background because we were in the city, so it's kind of difficult to find good places for fantasy costumes.
Yes.
Especially. So this is taking like with a couple of chairs outside a store.
I know the arcade where it is. So
yeah.
Lucky for the convention that this location is right outside of their doorstep.
It has saved a lot of pictures, so yeah.
But yeah, the colors really pop in this one, and I think the light is really gorgeous.
I really wanted the blue and the red to stand out in this picture because it's the most notable features in the costume, especially the pearls, which is hanging around her neck.
Yeah, they really pop, they do.
Yeah. This is from The Witcher, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Kira Metz. All right, next one. This is someone we all know and love, Pheromone cosplay.
Yeah, we all love her. This picture of Pheromone is probably my favorite, and probably my favorite picture this year. I wasn't actually going to edit it before much later, but she asked me to edit it, and I really wanted to do it since I love Mass Effect and I love the character, especially. And this was taken at BonsaiCon, which was not that long ago.
No, it isn't.
And I remember seeing the decoration in the hanging from the roof and the planets, and I really want to have them in the picture because Mass Effect is all spacey, right? So you want something that can portray that you're in space but you're not in space. And I also remember adding the glows to the planets and also darkening the whole picture and then lighting her up because
Yeah.
I wanted to focus on her.
Mm.
And I also think it goes really well with the costume itself because it's black and orange, and blue is a nice color that can add to the black, while
it's a beautiful complementary contrast, basically.
yeah, and the orange really stands out and makes the whole look come together. And of course, she does an amazing Miranda, and it's a really great costume, and I'm really happy with this picture.
Yeah, although all that orange piping, murder. Would not want to do that. All right, next one. This is Tina Maria Ries.
Yes, and this was taken at KawaiiCon. I remember taking this behind the stage on the second day of KawaiiCon. I haven't really taken that much picture with Tina lately, so this was a fun change. And we finally got to take some pictures together, and I'm happy how this turned out, and she really liked this one as well. I don't know the character at all, so this was basically me asking her a lot of like, how is the character, how is she in that series? And I gotta say that it was really hard to do because I didn't have anything to go from, but she was really nice in like telling me a lot about the character, and like she had a couple of suggestions for the poses, and that helped a lot.
Yeah, that kind of touches upon the importance of actually having a good teamwork between photographer and model.
Yeah, it's really important. So that's nice.
Let's see. I don't know which character this is either, but it's a very beautiful shot. I like all the white and the gray that kind of pops out of it.
I really like her wig, actually.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful wig. Let's see. This is Vez cosplay as Cole, and I chose this because it's not a very flashy photo, but it shows off the character and his personality so much, I think.
I played Dragon Age 3, so I knew the character from before, and that helped a lot because I knew what I wanted. So this was a really simple picture to do. Because I knew I wanted the whole background to be really, really neutral and really, really dark. And also, I think she does an amazing costume. So it all just comes together, and I really feel like we at least got to show off the character in the way that it's meant to be showed off.
Yeah, no, I agree. This screams Cole to me. I love it, but then again, I'm a Dragon Age Inquisition fangirl, so. Can't help it.
That's fine.
What did you say, Annabella?
Aren't we all?
Yes, aren't we all? True. All right. This one is Nell from Bleach, which I'm also a fangirl of. So. Yeah,
so this was taken in Kragerø, which is the place that White Spring Cosplay lives. So I went to visit her for a weekend, and we had 4 different photo shoots, and this is from one of them. And I remember like she telling me that she was going to do this costume, and I was really excited because I love Nelliel from Bleach, and this is one of the pictures I really want to do with her. So it's also the reason why this is the first one I edited, because I wanted a picture where she's showing off her powers, and her when she's releasing her sword is the best way of doing that. So I added like a small light touch on the blade itself, but not on the handle, because I wanted to show off that she's just drawing her sword. And also the colors around are just meant to be like some mysterious powers that she's releasing at the same time. This is actually taken like it's a place where there was a lot of construction. It's a construction site basically, and so it was fun to be able to use one of these locations for a photo shoot. And there are more of these photo shoots coming out whenever I can fix my computer.
Yeah. No, I like the colors, and you would never be able to tell that it was a construction site just by looking at it.
No, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I think she's also really happy with it. So, and also, and I love her, especially the wig and the colors in the wig are beautiful, and I almost didn't touch that at all because they were so good to begin with.
Awesome.
Yeah, so the only thing I added was small streams of light that was coming from the sword. So that's the only thing, really.
Cool. All right, I think that's the last picture I had included. So I think people have a general idea of your skills, of the things you've been working on before. So
You get a lot of love from the chat.
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Ryudai says so many awesome photos. And yeah, they want to take as awesome photos, and they just say they need to work harder, get better.
I actually have the podcast on a separate screen, so I can actually watch the chat and to see what they're writing.
Let's see. Okay, so let's move into the interview part. I believe the first belongs to Eniasia, so take it away.
My turn. Rojano, how long have you been pursuing photography?
I will say as long as I've pursued cosplay photography, because I started with cosplay photography, and probably the last 3 to 4 years. I'm not really sure myself anymore, but I will say the last 3 to 4 years.
Okay. How did you get into photography in general and cosplay photography especially?
This is actually quite a story. But before I went to conventions, I didn't take any pictures at all. I actually hated the camera, and because I hate to be taking pictures of, so I hadn't really any good relationship with cameras at all. But I started going to conventions and taking pictures with my phone, because I want to show people that, hey, these costumes are awesome, these people are awesome. And yeah, so that's how I started. And that, like, if you have me as a friend on Facebook, those pictures are still available in my gallery, and it's kind of funny to look back on it. But after I started doing that, I actually got to borrow my dad's camera, and that's when I started taking pictures of cosplayers, not just in the crowd or standing holding a peace sign, but I actually started moving them around, experimenting with different angles, and then after some time it got better. But there is one guy, Danarchy Photo. Danarchy taught me a lot when it comes to photography. So a lot of me getting better, like, he did a lot of work, and he played the mentor role, which I'm really happy with. But I think, like, I don't know, like, I'm really happy that I got into cosplay photography, because cosplay photography is so rewarding, and there's a lot of nice people here and so many talented crafters. So I'm really happy that I got to take my time and get into it. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, after a while I started making a page, and then I've been just practicing, trying to take a better picture each convention, basically.
Is it your goal to work with photography professionally, or is it more of a hobby of yours?
It's probably always going to stay as a hobby, and I actually thought about this a lot, but I don't want to be doing it for a living, and I don't want to be stressing with it. I want to have fun, and I want to take my time when I'm taking the photos and editing them, and I don't want to be stressed because, like, I have to do it. If that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. I'm guessing that a lot of cosplayers do feel the same, I guess.
But it's the same way with,
It's
art.
always...
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's the same way with art. I mean, it's super fun when you just do it for yourself, but when you start to do it for a living, it can suck the joy out of doing what you love the most,
Yeah, I used to do a lot of theater, but then I went to theater school, and then I was like, nope.
Do you have a favorite genre of cosplay that you enjoy taking pictures of?
I probably have to say video game characters, because I play a lot of video games, and also I'm currently taking a bachelor in game design.
Ooh,
so
cool.
So I have a lot of love for video game characters and the video game worlds that are being built. So I probably have to say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any specific video games that you enjoy? Like,
Probably fantasy. But I'm a huge fantasy nerd, so that has something to do with it.
Ryodai wants to know if you've ever played Kingdom Hearts.
If I ever played Kingdom Hearts, I only played the first one and Chain of Memories, but I'm going to play the rest. I just haven't had the time. But I certainly love Kingdom Hearts, and I think it's a great game series.
Just to be more specific, do you like video games or PC games more?
Oh, right. Both. I love them both equally as much because I think it's great having two different ways of playing video games or playing games in general. So for me, I can have just as much as fun with both of them, and I think like the type of characters you make aren't really that different from each other when you're creating a game for a console or a PC.
What's your favorite console?
My favorite console? The console I play the most is certainly PlayStation, but I also played a lot of Nintendo consoles. So I'm a bit of both.
cool. Do you have any tips or photography hacks you would like to share with other aspiring photographers? Because I do know that a lot of our fans are very into photography as well.
Certainly. There's a lot of different things you got to think about, but it depends. Like if you're going for a convention shoot or a photo shoot outside a convention. So we can start with convention shoots.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the most relevant right now. Like when I take pictures at conventions, there are always two things I look for. The first thing is how much light I got to work with, and how many good locations there are outside. Certainly, you want locations that are varied, and you want lights that don't melt your pictures. Because if there is a really bright light outside, then your pictures are not going to turn out that good. But like if you have dark skies, for example, your pictures are going to be great because the lights don't. It's really consistent on your face, so you won't get a lot of weird shadows everywhere. You can just have the model almost anywhere, and it will be at least as you want it, so you know what you're getting. I think also one thing you got to think about is if you want to take the pictures inside or outside. And I take most of my pictures outside because I love the natural lighting, and also I like the freedom of not having that many people in the way. Because if you take pictures inside, it can be good, but unless you have extra lighting equipment, or unless you can find like some empty hallways or something, it's going to be really, really difficult because people are everywhere, and you don't want to bother people, right? You don't want them to ask them to don't stand here, please, because you don't want to be a bother. But if you have to take pictures inside, find some good windows that can really make the pictures so much better, because the lights will just get from the outside and help you. When you're outside, there's also a couple of things you got to think about. If the cosplayers, how much clothes they have on them, because it can you don't want a cosplayer to be freezing for half an hour if you're using that much time. So ask the cosplayers how they're feeling about going outside and how much time they can spend outside. I think it's really great if you're getting good at communicating, because communication with cosplay photography is super important. Like you can't get anywhere if you can't talk to the cosplayer and figure out stuff. I talked about how I talked with Tina Maria about. I asked her about the character, and that's something that you really got to learn to do really early on, because if you don't know the character, you don't know the series, it can be like you can get stuck. And the best way of not getting stuck is just to talk with the cosplayer. Ask them what they think, and usually they will help you out. I certainly I'm not afraid to ask cosplayers now about what they think, or if they have any good ideas, because a cosplayer's idea can be just as good as your own. So you might as well ask them.
Very true.
I'm just going to drink some water.
That's fine.
Sorry. But communication is great. But another thing is that if you want to post pictures on social media and stuff, ask the cosplayer about that as well, unless they know you, because it's great to assure the cosplayer that the picture is not going to be used for anything they don't want it to be used for.
Yeah.
And also, if you can get yourself Photoshop or Lightroom, that's a great, like, you should really start learning to use them, because they're great tools for improving your pictures, and you can do so much more than just color correction. You can certainly add to the picture in many different ways, and they're not that hard to use. You just gotta learn to use them one step at a time. Especially with like YouTube tutorials or Google, that can help you out a lot.
Yes, I use YouTube all the time for video editing.
YouTube is our best friend.
Yes.
And Google.
And Google.
Yeah.
And also, if you're wondering about something, then ask another photographer. Because asking for feedback or asking for help is also something that people overlook a lot. And it shouldn't be overlooked, because it's a great source of information, a great source of improving your work. And I certainly use that a lot, like with Anarchy or with Okami or Catrix Media Sites or any of the other Norwegian cosplay photographers. They are really, really friendly, and they help you out a lot if you ask them. I know with myself that I wouldn't have been in the same place now with my editing or my photography skills if it hadn't been for talking with them and getting to know them.
It seems like you have a really tight community, you guys.
Yeah, it's we're just a bunch of good friends, and we love talking to each other about photography or other things. So, and we hang out at conventions a lot.
Yeah, it's like if someone thinks that the Norwegian cosplay community is small, then they haven't seen the Norwegian cosplay photography community.
I think the Norwegian cosplay, like the photographer community, is amazing, and
Yes.
I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Certainly, like, I hope there are other people trying out this hobby, because I want other people to experience cosplay photography and try it out for themselves, because it's a rewarding hobby, and it's great because you get to know so many amazing people.
Yeah. Pixie Dust has been taking a few pictures when we have been at conventions and editing them, so
Yeah, it has a lot to do with the fact that we all have social anxiety and have big issues talking to people we don't know or haven't met before. So we just photograph ourselves.
yeah.
And also, I have a bachelor's degree in illustration, so I know how to edit photos. So
It helps.
It helps. It helps.
Yes.
For sure.
Are there any other photographers? Now, we have talked about some of them, but are there any in specific that you look up to or would recommend the work of?
There's a lot of great photographers or editors in Norway, especially in the cosplay community. Because, I have already mentioned Darky or Catrix Media Site or Okami, but you got people like Jørgen, who is taking a lot of studio photos at different conventions.
Yeah, JL Cosplay Studio.
Yeah, and he has his own style, and it's really cool that he does something like this, because there aren't like I don't think any other like Norwegian cosplay photographers are doing it the same way. And then also you got like I think it's important to mention that we got photographers at different places in Norway. So not everyone is living in Oslo, but you got people in Trondheim, for example, Torrigan Photography, who take pictures there. And also, I know that you have a lot of cosplayers who are good at taking photos. For example, Starbit Cosplay is an amazing photographer, and it's important. I think it's important to mention, because she deserves that, because she's really, really good, and it's always fun to see her coming out with new pictures from her own shoots or with taking pictures at the English conventions.
She is so good with manipulating backgrounds and adding light and color.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. But also, like, if you want to know more about the scene outside of Norway, there are some Swedish cosplay photographers I would like to mention.
Yes.
There is one named Niev Photography, who is an amazing person with lights and especially lens flares. He's really good at lens flares for some reason. Most cosplay photographers have the thing we do when we're uncertain what to do with the picture, like adding more color or add some lights. And he's let's just add more lens flares to the picture. But besides that, we have Wikström Photography, who is also really, really good. She took the pictures for NCC a few years ago, and you can see her pictures, and they are outstanding. And also we have, I think her site is Poly Photography. I'm not really sure at the moment.
Yeah, Poly Photography or Poly Cosplay Photography, one of the two, I think.
Yeah, she took the NCC pictures for this year.
Yeah, those were amazing.
Yeah, but like if you see some of her work outside of convention shoots as well, she has a way of manipulating pictures that I haven't seen by anyone else. They are so I feel like all her pictures are almost cinematic, and it's cool to look at. So if you are interested in people outside of Norway, then those are the people to look at.
Awesome.
There are of course many more, but it's hard to mention everyone.
Well, yeah, you can't remember everyone, but there are a lot of talented photographers out there, and we should definitely look outside of Norway and include other photographers too, for sure.
Yes. Are there any courses or online photography resources you could recommend for people who are interested in photography?
I really wish I had, but to be honest, the only time I use these kind of things are when I'm looking for specific information about how to do, like, let's say, how to add fire to a picture. And then I'm like, okay, YouTube help me out, or Google help me out. So I usually just search around YouTube or Google to find what I need. Certainly there are good places to find some good courses and stuff, but I don't really have much experience with them, so I can't really say that. But it comes back to, like, ask other photographers for help, ask other photographers for guidance, and they will usually help you out.
Yeah, because we have asked or talked to photographers, and they're always so nice and cheerful and smiling. So it's not scary to talk to any of them.
As soon as you work up the courage to actually start a conversation.
We try to start a conversation with people too. It usually works out, but we're just happy when people come and ask us for taking their picture and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you sometimes have like schedules when you go to conventions and stuff like that, or does people just ask you there and then?
Of course, I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself at least. I tried out the scheduling thing, and it didn't really work out for me. So what I figure out is that I want people to just ask me on either social media or come up to me at a convention, and we can usually work something out. Of course, there are times when you can't take the time to take the picture right there and then. So you have to say no, or you have to say maybe later. But usually we try to make it work as long as we're able to.
Yeah, but it seems like you have a very I like that you get excited by characters and that you get excited by the pictures that you take, and it shows that you really do care about the photos that you actually do get to take, and that's pretty awesome and pretty unique, I would say.
Thank you.
So if someone should want to book a photo shoot with you or another photographer, do you just like usually take it like on the convention, or like when you have to say no, how did you work that out? Because I guess that would be hard to do.
I can try to explain that in more detail. It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a shoot at a convention, then that's of course much easier than book a shoot with me outside a convention, because doing it outside a convention usually requires me to travel, or them to travel, or it can require like a lot of time. So spending a whole day taking some pictures can be difficult when you have other things to do.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do it like that, I usually do my shoots very, very cheap when I ask people for money for it, because I usually ask people to, like, if I have to travel somewhere, I ask them to like cover my expenses for traveling, and that's usually it. Because I know that cosplayers have very little money to work with, and so many of you are very, very young. So it's of course understandable that you don't have the money to pay for a real photo shoot, like maybe if you were doing something outside the cosplay community you had to do. But I like, usually people just contact me on my social media page or my private Facebook, and I will answer them and I will try to find a time for them. And of course, if you're living in Oslo, it's super easy to have a shoot with me. I'm almost always up for it, unless I have schoolwork or other things to do, of course. But I think cosplay, like, as long as cosplay photography is fun for me, then I can just keep doing it forever. Yeah, but when it comes to conventions, it's a little bit different, because I've had people send me messages on Facebook and then I can't answer them because I'm at a convention, I don't have my phone with me maybe, or maybe I'm out of battery or something like that. And when people, I've had people come up to me and ask me, why didn't you answer me? And sometimes I just have to apologize and say, sorry, I'm not perfect, I try. But like, if you come up to me at a convention, I always try to make it work as long as it's possible, or I'm not spending time with people. You know, I'm trying to have a social life at a convention as well, not just taking pictures, but staying with the people that I know are awesome and that I love to spend time with.
Well, that's fair, because that's what everybody else does too. You should have your time with hanging with people as well.
But yeah, like, when I have to say no, there are two things I usually do. One of them is saying that maybe not now, maybe later, because I can feel tired, or maybe I'm eating or something. And then I will try to find a cosplay whenever I see them. Like, I'll just look for them in the room and be like, oh, there you are. Hey, do you have time to take the pictures now? Okay, cool. The other thing is that if I know that I can't take pictures of the person the same day, like maybe let's say it's really late in the convention hours and people are preparing to leave, usually the work there is to be, usually you have to make an appointment outside a convention, ask them where do they live, like, is it possible to make this thing work? Or if it's like, on, let's say it's a 2-day convention and they ask you on Saturday and you know that you don't have the time on Saturday, then you can ask them, what are you cosplaying tomorrow? Do you have time? Do you want me to take your picture tomorrow? Maybe that's cool. And maybe that works out. But there are certainly different things you can do. And I'm not, like, I'm really uncomfortable when I have to say no, because I hate saying no to people. I love just taking their pictures. Like, I know that, I can't remember which one of you, but I think one of you asked me at Turricon late on Sunday, I believe. And I had to say no because I had to take care of I had to meet my girlfriend.
You had to eat and take care of your girlfriend.
Yeah, I had to take care of my girlfriend. And I remember like I was a little bit, I don't know, I felt a little bit guilt after that, because I really wanted to take the picture, but I just didn't have the time and I was going to do something else.
Yeah, but that's totally fine. I remember you came up to me on KawaiiCon and we're like, I'm so sorry, I had to say no. I was like, it's okay. It's all right.
No, but I hate saying no to people. And if I can make it work, I always make it work. And it doesn't really matter who you are or what you're cosplaying. But if you want me to take your picture, then that's usually my honor to do.
Aw, that's
a really nice attitude.
Yes.
I try.
Well, all of our followers and viewers are very keen on having you take their photos. They're saying so in the chat. So.
Oh. That's really nice to hear.
You got fans.
Yeah, I do also just want to give you all cosplay photographers a shout out and say that you guys are doing a fantastic job. You do this on your spare time and on your own time, and you're not like hired by a convention to take
We never
photos
are.
of everybody. So it's amazing that you guys just do this.
Yeah, and also you make us look so good.
Yes.
But also like a way of thinking about it is that I want to put as much effort and appreciation into my pictures as you guys make into your costumes. So I wanted to go both ways. Like I certainly like if I look at an awesome costume, then I know that I'm going to spend a lot of time working with this and trying to make it work because I want it to be awesome and I want people to see it and I want people to look at it and be like, wow, this actually worked out.
Yeah. I think that shows through in your photos as well. Probably one of the reasons why you're so popular.
I don't know if I'm that popular, but I certainly have started to gain a lot of followers on Facebook. So I'm happy with that. And I never thought that would be possible when I started making that site. A lot of things have changed over the past few years.
But it just goes to show that when you stick with something that you love doing and you get better, then things will happen.
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't.
I said it just shows that when you do something that you love and you stick with it and you get better and you keep working at it, then things are going to happen. Things are going to improve and change.
Yeah, and especially when you do photography, it's important to stay at it and do not give up and ask people for help and a lot of that stuff, because when you get to the point when you're happy with the pictures you're taking, it's the most rewarding things you can, like, it's the most rewarding experience you will ever have. It's super comfortable to be able to say that. I really like the pictures I'm taking, and I can't wait to take more pictures in the future.
Ryurai in the chat says, I would say you, Rojano, is one of the best / most famous photographer in Norway.
Thank you.
And she says photographer, not cosplay photographer, so that's pretty neat.
High praise, high praise.
Yeah.
High praise, really high praise.
Right. That was basically the last question we had. So we're going to move into our last segment. So Assistant Kang, I just want to ask you first, how's Elizabeth III doing?
She's making a mess. Can you please come take her back now?
No, I'm busy. I'm going on a business trip.
Look at her. She wants to claw you.
Be careful with Elizabeth. She's the love of my life.
Yeah, I'm feeding her with hugs.
Better be treating her right.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of the role play, it's time for Geekery, where we talk about things, games, movies, series, books that we want to recommend to people. So, have you guys read, watched, listened to, or played anything interesting this week?
Yes, Mystic Messenger,
Yes,
and
Mystic Messenger.
it's taking up all my power, so I need to bring a charger for my phone every day at work so I can get home and not miss too much Mystic Messenger stuff. And I have been in a ghost house yesterday. So if anyone wants to be a bit scared and walk around in a maze with actors and ghosts and ghouls and zombies and killer clowns, then you should take a trip to Schotenhof in Oslo, the student house thingy. They will be open tomorrow as well, so you still have one day to do that, and it was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, they follow you and stuff and make sounds.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to deal with that. I'm terrified just watching horror movies. I can't have people stalking me.
And you weren't allowed to be groups bigger than 2 people at once. It was amazing. Also, I have been watching some Doctor Who and Black Mirror. So people should definitely check out the Black Mirror. That's a awesome series. It's weird and awesome.
Cool. Any yes, yeah. How about you?
I've finished watching, and it's quite exciting end on season 2.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can't predict where it's going to end. Unless this is the end, I don't know. And I've been playing World of Warcraft, doing some, world quests and stuff and shit. Still reading the last book in the Night Angel series, and it's so exciting I can't sleep.
Ooh. That's the best kind of book.
Yes. So I'm getting yelled at by my boyfriend for not turning the lights off.
But you gotta read. See that Paul is getting some taunts in the messenger. That Paul apparently is having a good time with your girlfriend.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know.
We don't need to know about that.
I don't need to know about that.
No. Paul, do you want to talk about anything interesting that you've been doing?
Like reading or watching or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like this week has just been me rewatching Ruby, the animation show from Rooster Teeth. And besides that, I've been reading a novel, but that's about it.
Cool.
What kind of novel have you been reading?
A Memory of Light by Brandon Sanderson.
Ooh, Brandon Sanderson is the amazeballs.
He's really, really good, and it's part of the Wheel of Time series, which I'm really, really like. I really, really like that series.
It's a long one, though.
It's a long one, and I'm at the last book, so
yeah.
finally getting through
it. For Robert Jordan. Poor thing died before he could finish his life's work.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Before we move on,
I remembered one thing though. Yesterday I went and watched Inferno on the cinema.
Ooh, was it good?
It's very
I'm sorry, my dog was barked really loud.
Elizabeth!
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a dog here too. Elizabeth is in danger. Look at her. All her. She's
I'm sorry.
I cannot follow.
You were saying any else, yeah?
I can't follow you guys. Don't go where I can't go.
No, Sam. I don't think Rojano is able to follow us either. He hasn't played Mystic Messenger, so.
Nope, I haven't.
But it was just such a good opportunity. I could not avoid taking it. People who have played the game will know.
Yeah.
All right. But what were you saying, Tonya?
It was very exciting, and yeah, I definitely recommend it to anyone who likes, puzzles and, angels and demons and Da Vinci Code. So.
Cool. Yeah, but what I was going to say is before we start moving towards the end, Cecilia had a very important question that she wanted to ask. So she wants to know, what can people use a photographer's photos for, and what do they have to remember when using them, because it's very important?
Okay, that's actually something I should have talked about by myself.
We can't remember everything.
No, we can't. But what you can use, like I know most photographers that take pictures in the Norwegian cosplay community, they usually allow people to use the pictures on social media, like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. But it's important to remember to credit the photographer for the work they do, and
Yes.
also do not crop or edit the pictures yourself without asking. Usually we are really nice on this if you ask us first, because we don't have anything like against you guys. We just want to make sure everything's done correctly.
Yeah, and if you've cropped a picture, you kind of want it to look that way because you think it looks best that way.
Yeah, but like if you're going to do that, ask us. Maybe we can change the watermark and make sure it fits better. A lot of that kind of stuff. So really, the rule is just ask us first, and everything will usually solve itself.
I know a lot of people have had trouble with Instagram because Instagram won't let you have certain measurements and stuff.
The best way of doing that is to download an app that allows you to use the picture, the full picture, without cropping it. I can't remember the name of the app at the moment, but it's free and it's really easy to get. I think.
I have for Android. It's Insta Square Maker, I think.
Okay.
Because then it just adds white around the frame.
Eli says no crop, so that's probably something that's called that too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And also don't sell the pictures as posters or anything,
No.
because then we can get really angry at you guys, and we don't want to get angry at you guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to sell someone photos, you need to set up a royalty agreement.
Yeah.
Or pay you for a commercial use certificate.
I would like to point out that it's not unusual for pictures. Like, it happens that pictures we take do get sold either as prints or posters or something. Just to make an example, one of my pictures is going to be sold as prints at a convention in Spain. And I think Cat Cosplay Kingdom is the one doing that. And she asked me really nicely, and she also offered me something to compensate for doing that. And yeah, that was really nicely done, and it was really cleanly done. So
cool.
Yeah. But just good communication is the key here.
Communication is key. So that's important.
Awesome.
Understandable enough.
Guess what, people? We're actually within our time limits today. I don't think we're going to go over time. For like, it's been ages.
Oh, you're so disappointing our viewers.
Oh yes, poor viewers. Oh, no.
For the first time in forever.
For the first time in forever.
Stop, or Disney will come after you.
Yeah. Would you like a Mystic Messenger Disney mashup? Isn't that cool?
I think that Disney really should stop making such catchy tunes if they don't want people to sing them.
Yes, it's all our fault. For sure.
All artists should just stop.
Cecilia says that's weird. Keep going.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say something that we haven't talked about yet, because there are some interesting things happening next week.
Yes.
Because we have maybe posted a bit about this at our site, but not talked about it on our show. This Tuesday, we are going to be at the Totoro cinema thing.
Words don't come easy to me.
Not at all. The pre-premiere, that's called.
Yes.
For the My Neighbor Totoro movie, and me and Pixie is going to be there, and we're going to be judges for the cosplay competition that's going to be there, and that's pretty cool. That's the first judging we'll ever do.
Yes, it's the first time ever, and people can people can sign up for the contest at the event page, and they can win some really neat prizes. And we're not going to be strict. This is a very fun and laid-back contest. So bought costumes are allowed. You don't have to have made everything yourself. We're basing ourselves off of creativity and a little bit off of likeness. And we're only going to use craftsmanship as a tiebreaker if we can't decide who's going to win. So yeah. If you're going, come and cosplay.
Also, Desicon is happening next weekend.
Yes.
We didn't say that in our news segment. Sadly, we're not going because we're going at a live at a cannot find the English word for library. Yeah, library.
Oh my God! I have to give a shout out. Our Australian viewer is following us live.
Wow!
Hi, that's amazing.
Awesome.
It must be a bitch, but so cool that you could be here.
That's awesome. And the live is going to be like a book live where you can be a character from a book or a comic book or whatever. And I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I've never done a live before.
No, me neither. Only done role-playing games, so this will be super fun and kind of scary, but mostly fun. So yeah, this will be awesome. And,
Also, Animanga is also happening the 5th of November. Isn't that in Arendal?
I think so, yeah. Yes, and Cecilia says, Rojano, if you're going to Desicon, she would love to have a shoot with you on Saturday, because she knows that you've watched the anime, so you know who the character is.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to Desicon, but maybe I can just drop by and take her picture if she wants to. That's certainly a possibility. So if I have the time, of course.
Just send them a message and exchange information, and maybe it'll happen.
She has me on Facebook. She can ask.
Yeah, there you go. No problem. Sarah says, what? No overtime, but we don't need sleep. And Edith says, don't go. I want to look more at Juman, this Pixie bastard. Thank you. But we have to go. It's 22, so it's time for us to say goodbye. Oh, keeping it low-key. Her heart just stopped. She was so happy for the shout-out. That's cute. Okay, but yeah, we have to end the show. So we'll be back next Sunday as usual. Thank you so much, Rojano, for agreeing to come on our show and talk about cosplay photography.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
And you're welcome back anytime you want, of course. And for people who want to see more of our show, you can follow us on Facebook and on YouTube and on Instagram. Just search for the CosCast, and I guarantee you that you will find us. And yeah. And tomorrow we will be announcing the winner of our Halloween contest. So, yes, keep your eyes peeled. So that's everything for now. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.